Native Instruments is in preliminary insolvency proceedings. So what does that mean? Let's just break it down to one sentence. Let's go right into it. Preliminary insolvency means Native Instruments is in serious financial trouble and is under court supervision while it tries to survive, but it's not shutting down yet. Okay, so that doesn't necessarily seem like a bankruptcy to me. It means that they are in preliminary insolvency. So what that really means is that people don't know what's about to happen right now. And I just did a little bit of research of this because I didn't want to just talk about it without really knowing. So I did some research. It basically means they can't fully pay their bills. They're not shut down. They're not bankrupt yet. And a court is overseeing what's going on in the company. And in that, the goal is to restructure, get investors, or sell parts of the business. Now, I have had my dealings with Native Instruments in the past. And what I mean by dealings is that I've enjoyed their products. I've had different feelings about the machine and what it's been and where it's going. So we don't really know what's going on. So I don't think it's a good idea right now to draw a conclusion about Native Instruments as far as the company goes. Now, I have drawn my conclusions and made a stance on Machine, and if you know my history, I've been part of the Machine story. People think I don't know how to use Machine because they don't take time to research my channel, but that's not what this is about, because I want to make sure this is service. Sometimes I go into that rant because I know some people in the comments like to go in about me and Machine and they don't know what I've done with it. But I digress. I think it's important to just not really draw a conclusion. Now, I could speculate and say this could be a good opportunity for In Music to acquire the company, make it another brand, turn a lot of the complete library and a lot of plugins into plugins that can run on the MPC. But I don't think that the MPC is a platform that really runs plugins in the way that a computer does. See, what I know is that the MPC's strongest point is playing samples or playing sounds. That's how we got those Native instruments into the MPC, because it can play waveforms like that. That's where they leverage it. Now, running plugins and algorithms, that's a different thing, because we got to think about the Native Instruments reactor, all the other stuff like Bassif X and things of that nature. But to me, the nail in the coffin, allegedly, because like I said, I can't say I know, but to me, the nail in the coffin was when Native started developing instruments for the MPC. And previously they were in direct competition with each other. Native Instruments adapted their business so that they could continue to make money using an established platform. MPC is an established platform. So I could see why they would do that. But if I was like a hardcore person for Native Instruments as far as the machine goes, which I was, the proof is there in the videos, I think that it's important to just keep that in mind, that it's sort of frustrating, but I get it, because Native Instruments has some great sounds. I was a really big fan of the Machine software, and one of my issues with Machine was the software thing. I didn't think they were updating the software as frequently as I thought they should. I thought they should have put more energy into that and kept that popping. When I noticed that was starting to lag behind versus their competition, I started to seek other options as far as Machine. Now, their sounds are great. I love their sounds. The sounds are great, but when it came to the platform and the software, I wasn't a fan of sequencing on the software. I learned how to do it, but it wasn't my favorite way to sequence music. So, I think Akai could, or In Music could be probably like, okay, maybe we could acquire the company and make some money, not shut the whole company down, but restructure and make it another brand under the In Music umbrella. And that would be good, cross-pollinate other platforms. I mean, they have good technology as far as DJ software, controllers, and things like that. They make some great hardware. Like, let's talk about that. Native Instruments makes some nice hardware. Their MIDI controllers really feel nice, feel premium. It could be something that In Music integrates into their platform. Now, I do think that maybe you might be getting into monopoly territory, because if In Music acquires Native Instruments, what are you gonna do? Like, who's gonna step up to the plate? Now, there's other people making drum machines and things of that nature, but having that sound IP under your belt with everything else that's going on is crazy. So, and then they have other brands like Isotope too as well. Just imagine having Isotopes plugins running on your MPC in real time. It would be crazy. It makes me think about all of that. But I do think that right now, if you were to ask me the bottom line with this, I don't think it's a good idea to kind of make any conclusions about this. I don't really think that it's a bankruptcy, but there is some uncertainty. I've dealt with corporations and large businesses in the past where money is the main thing, and if there isn't enough money, then what comes in is the uncertainty. And so the products aren't making money. I don't think that the Machine Plus was the most profitable venture for them. It was not a cheap piece of hardware. That was a very, in my opinion, expensive piece of hardware for what it could do. I liked the concept, but it was still behind the curve, and it didn't really make too much sense for me for them to charge that much for that standalone product and then not really have all the features that I have on the other platform. But they still did that. It has to really compete, and it just couldn't compete. And then honorable mention, Machine Studio. Does anybody remember the Machine Studio? Am I even saying the name right? I love that thing. Like I had the white one, and it just felt dope. It just felt like you had a command center, and I really wish they just worked that. But it's not about what I wish, right? But I gotta tell you, that Native Instruments Studio, Machine Studio, when that came out with the color pads, and I finally got one, you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, I really felt like I had a big boy instrument right there. But again, my gripe wasn't the hardware, because yeah, I've had some issues with the MK1, but moving on from that, the hardware was getting better. The Mark III is a nice piece of gear, but I have it wrapped up in plastic. Why? Because it's nice. I don't want to see it messed up, but I'm not using it like how I want to. Yeah, it's a good platform, and I wanted to teach people with it, but you got to kind of draw the line somewhere, not because you don't like it, but you can't spread yourself so thin. And it's very easy to, once you have so much stuff, it's like you just spread yourself so thin in your workflow, because like, do I use this? Do I use that? And it's no longer cool to be able to do everything. It's like to me, it's more cool to be able to be focused. But again, I think we just need to be patient, not draw any conclusions. Hope the best for the company, because this is affecting people's lives. I know how lack of money in a large corporation business environment can affect people in a negative way. I know very much what's that like. I know what that feels like. So if anything, keep the people in your prayers and be positive on that front. I do see an opportunity, speculatively and allegedly, because I don't know, in music, trying to acquire some of that IP and incorporate into that brand. That would be a smart move. Or maybe another company could scoop them up. I don't know, but they have a lot of great stuff, a lot of great sounds, a lot of great plugins, and the point is that we just can't come to a conclusion. I think that, from my personal opinion, if I were to be transparent, I think they missed the ball on the concept. Was great, a hybrid hardware software thing, that was great, but the implementation, as far as, and the sounds sounded great to me. I didn't have an issue there, but that software and that updating was, to me, where it lacked, and I think it probably cost them for that. But that's just my opinion. You're watching the YouTube channel. Like, comment, and please subscribe. Stay tuned for more.